Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I want to test a few new products that I have in my collection. I already have my foundation on. I am wearing the Profusion Feel Good Skin foundation. I really have been loving this. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is one of those air pumps and I've used up like this much. It goes like up. I really have been liking it. It almost looks kind of matte, but not a dry matte. But as your natural oils come in, it looks really, really pretty. Has like a very good medium. You can build it up to full coverage and it lasts all day. So I really have been enjoying it. I have mine in the shade Light 210. I'm also testing a new concealer. This is the one from About Face. They were kind enough to send this to me in PR. I did choose a shade that is a little too light, but I want to test it. This is the second time that I wear it, and I really didn't pay much attention the first time that I wore the concealer, so I want to test it a few more times. I feel that since it's so light, it's not giving me the coverage that I like. You can still see a lot of the darkness on my under eyes and the veining. Like I have a dark spot right there and you can really see it. So I'm just going to put like a tad right there, but it's too light. And sometimes I feel that if the concealer matches more your skin tone and the foundation, it does a better job of concealing, of actually, you know, covering what's going on under your eyes. But this one is a little too light, but I don't want to get another shade unless I really know that I like it. So I'm just going to continue to test this one for a little while longer. So I like to start with my lips. My lips feel... a little, it's not cold, but it's cool for us here in Florida. My lips feel like they need a little bit of something on them. So I want to put a little bit of lip balm on them. And this is new from, I believe, from ColourPop. It is called the Fresh Kiss Glossy Lip Balm. And this one is in the shade Wild Berry. So let's start with that. This is a ColourPop lip liner also, and this is in the shade Bumble. So I'm going to put that on really quick and then we'll start on the eyes. So I just need a little bit of hydration on my lips. It smells good. Smells like berries. So that's the shade right there. It's not super pigmented, but I think it looks pretty. With the lip liner, it's perfect. I don't need any more color than that on my lips. Feels really, really nice on the lips. Does not feel sticky or thick. It feels nice. Almost feels like a combination between a lip balm and a lip oil. Very nice. I like it. It smells amazing. Kind of tastes like berries. Not very sweet, but it does have a little bit of sweetness. But we're not here to eat the lip balm. So I'm going to play with this today. This is one of the new Viseart palettes. This is the Violet Nocturne Intendu. They released this one and another one that is more like in the browns and golds, but I wanted to try this one today. I've heard from a couple of my friends. They've actually told me that there's a lot of glitter and fallout on the last palettes that they released. So I want to try it on. I haven't tried this one on before. I'm very familiar with their formula. So I just want to see if this is going to be a flop. I just finished saying in another video how this is one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. And I hope they didn't ruin it by changing a good thing. I hate when they do that. But this one only has 3 shimmers. But I'm hearing that there's a lot of glitter in them and fallout. That makes me kind of sad. So I'm going to start with this shade right here. This one is like a pretty, like a taupey mauve. Is that one right there. Look at the kickback on that. That is a lot. Ooh. Oh, Viseart. Why do you mess up something that was so amazing? Anyways, I did almost mess up. I received some lip stains and I was going to use one today. I received 3 of them and I swatched them. And I was going to use them today and I decided to go back and read the email because I looked on the website and I couldn't find that on the website. And I wanted to make sure, you know, I wanted to have a little more detail about them. And I couldn't find them on the website, so I went back to the email. They haven't been released yet, and they asked me not to show them or share them until they were released. So I almost messed up because I was going to wear it today. So this is On the eyes it looks fine, and so far but I grab very very little. You guys know that I like to build my eyeshadow. I don't like to go with a big amount to begin with. I'm going to go into this one right here, this really dark one. I'm going to use a smaller brush. This is from Profusion, and this is like a deep purple. So, but there is a lot of kickback in the pan. But as long as I don't have fallout, it really doesn't matter to me if there's kickback in the pan. So we'll see what happens. I'm very curious about the shimmers because I always feel like their eyeshadows are so beautiful, and that's one of the things that set them apart. The fact that you didn't have glitter all over your face, that it could end up with a beautiful classic look without a glitter mess all over your face. And if they change that, that is going to be very very sad. So I just use another brush just to blend it a little. I do have, for those of you that are new to my channel, I do have a spot right there that does not like to take pigment. It doesn't matter what the eyeshadow is. Most of them, the pigment will not stick there. So it has nothing to do with the formula of the eyeshadow. I've always had that. It has nothing to do with the quality. So far so good. I don't have anything, any kind of fallout on my face yet. I didn't even use an eye primer today. I just have a little bit of concealer on, because with these eyeshadows you really don't need a primer. So I really want to test it out to make sure that it's not because I'm using, if it works for me, that it's not because I'm using a sticky primer. So I'm trying, they really have to prove themselves that, you know, nothing's changed. So far so good. So these are the 3 shimmers that I have. I'm going to swatch them for you. It looks like 2 of them are duochromes right there. Yeah, normally they're not a duochrome kind of an eyeshadow formula. So I'm going to use this one first right here. I don't think I'm going to be using the white one because the white one kind of looks a little too bright. It looks pretty on the eye though. But I do see the little glitter particles. That's beautiful though. I have to say it looks very pretty. Okay, I'm going to use this one now. This one right here in the center. It definitely is a duochrome. I think it's pretty though. I think it looks very pretty. I'm going to take a little more of that dark purple and darken up my outer V. I think that's very pretty. But definitely looks like a different formula than what they normally use. But so far, I see like a couple of specks right down here, but not bad. I want to see if I can just swipe it off with, this is the brush that I use to powder my face. So can you guys believe that I'm getting sick again? I just got rid of whatever it is I caught when I was on vacation in Portugal. And now, since last night, I have a sore throat again. I feel congested. Okay, I'm going to grab the dark purple. I can move you guys up so you can see. It definitely looks like a different formula. It does look like a duochrome, but I think it's pretty. But I have to see if there's going to be fallout. Let me go grab a setting spray really quick, and I'm going to use setting spray on one side of my face before I put on mascara and not on the other, and see if that makes a difference with fallout. Okay, I grabbed the setting spray. I grabbed the one that is alcohol free from MAC, but before I do that, I want to go ahead and finish my face before I spray it. So I'm going to grab a little bit of the dark purple with this really thin brush. This is like one of those brow brushes. It's really thin. So I just want to do a little bit on my lower lash line. I don't want it very dark. I'm just going to use a little bit. I'm not picking up a lot. I don't do wings. I can't do wings to save my life. I think they look funny on me. So I don't know. I don't even try anymore. Trust me, I have practiced. And it just doesn't do it for me. Do it on the lash line and call it a day. But I'm barely touching the eyeshadow. For bronzer, CoverGirl came out with new bronzers and blushes. Ulta had 3 shades of blushes, lighter than this one. I ordered the darkest one they had, which was like a mauve color. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use this brush right here. And these are baked. This one is in the shade Toasted Butterscotch, number 310. I don't think it's the lightest one. I think it's like the middle one. I think they have like 3 different shades. I will link everything below. But this is really pretty. This kind of reminds me of the formula of Hourglass. I think that is hard to overdo it with this bronzer. But anyways, I put in an order. I never received it. They used a shipper that I've had problems with them before. I don't know if you guys that live in the US have ever received anything with the shipper. Veho, V-E-H-O. I've had problems with them before, not just with Ulta, but also with Sephora. They use them sometimes too. They said that they couldn't deliver it because I lived inside MacDill Air Force Base. Okay, they have delivered to me so many times. I'm nowhere near MacDill Air Force Base. I'm like 15 miles away from MacDill. So they returned the package to Ulta, and then that one shade was sold out. So I was able to get this through Amazon. I believe it was a little less expensive, and Amazon had more shades. This one is Strawberry Drizzle. So I chose this one because I thought it would show up a little more. So it kind of turned, you know, worked out after all. So we're going to use now the Strawberry Drizzle. Now this one is very pigmented, so I say go in, you know, and build. Just grab a little bit and build it. This is a REPHR brush. This came free with a purchase from REPHR. That's pretty though. It's not matte, but I wouldn't say that it's super glowy either. But this is one of those products that as you wear it, it looks even prettier. And it looks like I got a little more on that side than I did on this side. So we're going to grab my foundation brush and try to tone it down a little bit. You guys know that I have blush blindness. Is there such a thing as too much blush? I think not. Okay, so that is very pretty. So I'm going to use the setting spray now. I don't know why I'm shaking it. This doesn't need to be shaken. This has a very nice sprayer, by the way. Oh, I sprayed my whole face. See what I mean, guys? It's like I say one thing and do another. But anyways, I'll let you know if, now that I didn't do this right, if I have any fallout. But I will test this palette again, but I didn't mean to just spray half of my face. Right now, I don't see any glitter on my face. I really don't see any. So let's put on some mascara. I'm going to use the one from Maybelline. I really have been liking this. This is the Lash Sensational Body Mascara. It is a really nice mascara. I really like it. It gives you very pretty lashes. Not super dramatic lashes, but very pretty lashes. And I'm pretty sure that they also offer it in waterproof. So let me do a couple of coats of this mascara, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I removed my lipstick. I decided that it looked a little too red, so I'm going to try a different one. This lip liner is also from ColourPop, and this is in the shade Love Bug. It doesn't look very pinky either. What I'm going to use is from Profusion, and it's called the Frosted Kiss Cooling Plumping Lip Gloss, and this is in the shade Frosted Berry. So I've not tried it, but look at the nice little applicator. It's a metal applicator. It's like, I'm impressed, Profusion. It's one of those you have to click up. Let's see how many minutes I need to click up. Okay, here we go. So this is the shade. Oh, it doesn't look berry either. But we're going to go with this. I'm not going to go look for another lipstick. feels really, really nice. We'll see. I'm going to clean the tip. We'll see if it feels a little bit of plumping. It's kind of like the cooling kind of plumping, not the hot. It is not intense so far. So far so good. I think that's a pretty shade. Maybe with a pinkier lip liner it would have looked more pink, but it really doesn't look, I don't know, it doesn't look berry to me. Does it look like berry to you guys? And it keeps spitting out now, which is, whew, this is what I hate about these things that you click up. But okay, so the final verdict. I will move you guys closer. I will zoom in so you can see the eyeshadow. I think it's pretty. I do see glitter on both of the shimmers that I used. I really didn't have any fallout, and like I said, I didn't even use eye primer. I just used a little bit of concealer. But sometimes if you have something that has a lot of glitter that you have fallout, you can use a glitter primer and that's going to help. Also, you can wet your brush. You guys know I don't really care for doing that. Sometimes if I really have to, I'll put the eyeshadow on the brush and then wet the brush, because I don't want to get hard pan in my eyeshadows. And then also sometimes you can just try using a little bit of setting spray all over your face. Now I do have a new finishing powder, and this is supposed to be used also as a setting powder, but I think it works better as a finishing powder. This is from One Size, and this is called the Airbrush Powder, the Cellulose Airbrush Powder, and I have it in the shade Light. So I'm going to use a little bit of that all over. Yeah, I really don't think that this is a true setting powder, but I like it more as a finishing powder than as a setting powder. So I just think that it just gives you a nice finish, and sometimes I like to use it after I do my setting spray. So if the setting spray is too drying or too matte, you still have a little bit of a natural glow to your face if you use a nice setting powder. Guys, I just colored my hair a couple of weeks ago, and it's already, my grays are out again. It's just like a losing battle. Anyway, that's another video, right? So far as the concealer that I'm testing, this is only a first impression, because like I said, I don't even remember what the first time it looked like. It looks okay, it looks good. My under eyes don't look dry, but I mean, I just put it on like an hour ago, so I really can't tell you. I will pin a comment letting you know if I have a lot of fallout, if I have a lot of glitter on my face from this eyeshadow. So far it's very pretty though. I do like this. So for those of you that commented, let me know if this is the palette that you tried. Again, this is the one, it's the Violet Nocturne Intendu, the VTE 21. So I do like it, but I do feel like the shimmers are different. They have a little more of a pop, and definitely they have like a dual chrome, especially these two, this one and this one. Definitely these are dual chromes. I don't know if you can see it, but I think it looks pretty. I keep wanting to look in the mirror. I think it looks nice. I like it. All right, you guys, so this is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know again if this is the palette that you were referring to. As far as the Covergirl bronzer and blush, I have used this many times already. I would say 5 or 6 times. Many. But for me, for a new product, I've used it quite a bit, 5 or 6 times, and it's really nice. I think it looks really pretty. They're very easy to blend. You know, it gives you like a soft, little bit of a glow to your face, but it doesn't look shiny. There's no glitter in it whatsoever. Again, this is the shade Strawberry Drizzle, and I'll swatch it for you. And then the bronzer is Toasted Butterscotch, and I love, look how pretty. It has like a little bit of like a light pink running through it. Very pretty. They're very nice. I like them both very much. I think the bronzer is easy to use. Again, I think it will be very hard to overdo it with a bronzer. I think it looks nice. The lips just feel cool. They don't hurt. They just feel, I would say, similar to the Buxom, or to the Tarte, that they just feel cooling, or to the Lawless in that neighborhood. But I think it looks very pretty. I don't know how long lasting it's going to be because it is a lip gloss. But I absolutely love the packaging. I think it's so pretty. It looks like high end. So I'll let you know how long it lasts, if it bleeds even though I wore a lip liner. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And I can't wait to get to know you better in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for the time that you spend with me here on my videos. I hope that you have an amazing day, night, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.